Let me make this loud and clear from the start. Yes, I cheated. No, I'm not sorry. And honestly, I'd do it again tomorrow, with better heels and a matching bag. If you came here looking for a tearful confession or a redemption arc, you might want to hit the back button, because this isn't one of those "I was lost and I've grown" stories. This is about survival. This is about waking up. This is about burning the whole damn house down and dancing in the ashes. So sit down, sip something. You're in for a ride. Jason and I had been together for a little over a year and a half, but honestly, it felt like dog years. Every month felt like 3. The spark fizzled out somewhere around month 7, but, like a true delusional optimist, I kept convincing myself it was just a phase. Jason wasn't abusive. He wasn't toxic. He wasn't even a liar. Want to know what he was? Exhaustingly average. The kind of man who believed he was a good guy just because he didn't cheat or hit me. The kind who thought posting one picture of us on Instagram meant he was putting in effort. We'd go on dates, and by dates, I mean me driving to his apartment, picking up takeout on the way, and watching him play Call of Duty for 3 hours, while I pretended I was happy. He used to try. I'll give him that. At the very beginning, he'd open doors, compliment my hair, actually put on real pants when we went out. But that faded fast. Within months, I became just another thing he had. He didn't see me. He saw the convenience. A live-in ego boost. A woman who did girlfriend things for a man who couldn't spell effort if I spotted him the EFF. He didn't ask about my day, didn't notice when I changed my hair, didn't care when I told him I was unhappy. "You're overthinking it," he'd say. Or, "Babe, you're just being sensitive again." Nah, I wasn't sensitive. I was done. I remember the exact moment I mentally checked out. It was a Wednesday night. He invited me over after work and told me he had a surprise. I stupidly thought, maybe, just maybe, he planned a little something for us. Maybe a dinner, a movie. Hell, I'd have taken a walk through Target with some enthusiasm. Nope. I walked in to find him on the couch, headset on, yelling at 12-year-olds in some online war zone. The surprise? He ordered pizza. But not even my favorite, just pizza. Greasy, cold, and already missing 2 slices because his boys came over earlier. He glanced at me, and I mean glanced, and said,
"Yo, babe, can you grab me a beer while you're up?"
That was it. That's the exact second I felt my love for him die like a candle in the wind. I went to the kitchen, grabbed the beer, and handed it to him like I always did. But I knew. I was done. Not physically. Not yet. But emotionally? Checked out. Lights off. Nobody home. After that night, everything he did just felt pathetic. His jokes? Flat. His texts? Dry. His energy? Non-existent. I stopped dressing up around him. Why bother? I could show up in pajamas and he wouldn't notice. I could dye my hair green and he'd ask if I changed shampoo. One Saturday, I decided to test him. I got dolled up. Red lips, curled hair, that one tight black dress that always got compliments. I even sprayed perfume he claimed to love. Not that I believed him anymore. He barely looked up from his phone when I walked in. I stood in the living room like I was about to walk a damn runway, gave a little spin, and said, "You like?" He looked up, expressionless, and muttered, "Cool. You trying to go somewhere or something?" That. That was the moment I snapped. I went to the bathroom, stared at myself in the mirror, and laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was so insulting that I'd let myself stay this long. I looked amazing, and he looked like a crumpled hoodie in human form. This man didn't deserve me. Hell, he didn't even see me. So yeah, when I met someone who did, I didn't hesitate. My girls dragged me out for healing cocktails at a rooftop bar downtown. I almost didn't go. I was tired, emotionally numb, and in my let me just rot era. But I went. That night, I wore a red dress that demanded attention. Heels so sharp they should have come with a warning label. Hair down, attitude up. I wasn't looking for anything, but life had other plans. That's when I saw him, Dante. And he saw me too, immediately, like the rest of the room evaporated. He was everything Jason wasn't: composed, sharp, confident without being cocky. The kind of man who knows he's dangerous and doesn't need to prove it. When he finally walked over, I felt like prey, being approached by a very charming predator. His first words? "You look like a woman who doesn't belong in this city. Too rare for this noise." I was hooked. We talked for hours. No small talk, just real grown, intentional energy. He asked, "Why do I get the sense you're deeply loyal, but only to people who don't deserve you?" We finished our drinks, had dinner at a hotel restaurant with skyline views, then went to his penthouse. Yes, penthouse. He poured a drink and said, "No pressure, but if you want to disappear into another life for a night, the door's open." I stepped through it. It was intense, passionate, unapologetic. I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. Because I remembered what it felt like to be wanted, not tolerated. The next morning, Jason asked where I'd been. I said, "Amanda needed me. She had a breakup. I stayed with her." He nodded. Didn't ask for details. Didn't care. And right then I knew. I made the right decision. I stayed a couple more weeks, out of inertia. But it was over. He barely noticed I was emotionally gone. The only thing he noticed was that I didn't laugh at his jokes anymore. Eventually, I told him I was done. "Are you seeing someone else?" "No, I'm seeing myself for the first time." He nodded like a man who realized too late that he lost a queen playing checkers. After the breakup, I glowed up. New job, new place, new wardrobe, new standard. I stopped responding to low-effort energy. The "hope you're good" text from Jason 6 months later left on read. Chelsea tried to corner me. "Did you cheat?" I looked her dead in the face and said, "Yes," and I slept like a baby after. Cue dramatic gasps. She said karma would get me. I smiled, because karma already got me. His name was Jason. Eventually, I dated Adrian. Smart, kind, communicative. I told him everything, even about Dante. He said, if more women stopped tolerating mediocrity, more men would step up. And just like that, I knew I'd never settle again. She messaged me, "Did you cheat on Jason?" I said, "Yes, because I had needs, because he starved me emotionally, because I deserved better. So yeah, I cheated, and I'd do it again. Hope that helps." She left me on red. I smiled. I didn't cheat because I was weak. I cheated because I finally realized I was strong enough to stop lying to myself. If that makes me a villain, fine. Every story needs one. But just know, if your girl's energy changes, if her glow comes back, if her silence gets louder, you might be one controller click away from becoming the Jason in her story. And when she leaves, She won't be sorry either.